You all will be accompanied by 3 prisoners.
Substitute hunters?
That's
You expect us
crazy.
to fight alongside criminals?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife, Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 8 of Solo Leveling. This is frustrating.
Last episode we left off with Jinwoo entering an S-rank dungeon and defeating Cerberus, the gate guard. What are your thoughts before we jump into this one?
I'm really looking forward to seeing his continued growth. I'm interested to see if there's a new plan now that he's defeated the gatekeeper. Or, just get stronger and come back. That's a pretty solid plan.
And we'll see if he can execute that plan. If you're excited for more episodes of Solo Leveling, make sure to like and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes, along with episodes of our other series, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Invincible, and Demon Slayer, check out the Patreon linked in the description below where they're all posted in their extended full-length forms. But are we excited for episode 8 of Solo Leveling?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
A mystical potion that cures all diseases.
Pretty good deal.
Wow, that's exactly what I need right now.
It's magic, so there's a decent chance that includes eternal sleep. It only takes 3 ingredients to craft this elixir of life. While I don't have any of them yet, I do know exactly where they are. But going back to that castle as I am now is a death wish. I need to level up more. I need to get stronger.
All right.
So now he has a drive to get him to be stronger,
And he was already so motivated.
yeah, it's just fascinating to add on another thing like that.
Yeah.
You're saying you accept then?
I'm saying things have changed. Raiding a handful
All
of
right.
C-rank
All right.
dungeons could benefit me, so I'm in.
Yes! Yes!
That's if you agree to one condition.
Sure, name whatever your heart desires and it's yours.
All right, calm
No
down.
strike team. Only you and I go in.
You want the 2 of us to clear 19 C-rank dungeons by ourselves?
So do we have a deal?
We can't do it. Every C-rank
I mean,
raid
that's a
requires
bigger
minimum
brag
of
for
8
him.
hunters to even step through the gate.
We'll take a page out of Dong So Kwang's book. Pay people to meet the quota.
People he killed.
We do the work.
Oh,
But he's actually going to do it.
I don't know.
that's funny.
It's a little too risky.
Fewer people going in means less chance of casualties, and you know we can come out unscathed. Clearing 19 dungeons accident-free is huge. And since you're doing this to persuade your father, wouldn't a triumph like that help?
It certainly wouldn't hurt. Boss, let's do it! 19 raids! Okay, I'll handle arranging gates and recruits.
Okay, Deku.
Hello there, sir. Is there something you need?
Very impressive. I'd expect nothing less from an S rank, though. I was waiting for the right moment to approach
Okay, so
you,
she's one of
Miss
the S
Shera.
ranks.
I think this is the one that, do you remember there were 2 guys on a moped that stole a purse and she did a backflip,
Yeah,
caught
yeah.
it, and then jumped away? I think this is her.
Sorry to interrupt your training, but here, please take my card.
Ah, construction. So that's the maybe
new
the same
guild.
company.
It's been over a decade since the gates first appeared. The world has changed at a dizzying pace. Take our infrastructure. It would appear the very foundation of our lives can no longer operate without the resources found in the gates. You hunters are the only ones able to retrieve those resources, you know. The ones who collect the majority of dungeon resources to keep our economy going are the guilds. Essentially a business that's been capitalizing on a market need. Just look at the Hunters Guild, the White Tiger Guild, the Reaper Guild, the Fame Guild, and the Knights Guild. The 5 largest in the country. They have a functional monopoly on all dungeon-related profits.
And that's pretty huge now in the world.
I see no reason we should allow that to persist. Dungeon resources are important to everyday life. Simply leaving their collection to a group of mercenaries is out of the question. We've contributed so much to this country. Why stop now? We should handle this age of dungeons too. So we'll establish our own guild. You realize how crucial that is, right, son?
Yes, of course. All that may be true, but recruiting an S-rank hunter to act as my brother's business partner is such a dicey move. Especially when I'm right here.
Like, we need somebody better than you. Go get them. Like, for your brother is a pretty tough sell.
Looks like none of the extra reps count anymore.
Oh, interesting.
That cursed random loot box I was offered for the secret quest isn't available now. The system only let me have one of the two. There's a chance I could have gotten another item as valuable as the Demon's Castle key. But random loot boxes aren't all bad. I mean, the key to that instance dungeon came from one, so maybe...
Interesting.
Maybe not.
It's got a bingo card.
With my stats as high
Just
as
some
they are
random
now,
shit.
3 points aren't enough to make much difference anymore. Be nice if I still had an efficient way to level up. Those C-rank raids will help, but I gotta wait on Jinwoo. Oh yeah, the penalty zone. I can fight that centipede and... No. I have
Interesting.
an easier time running from that thing now, but beating it? And what if I don't gain experience, because it's a punishment? They need hunters for a D-rank gate. And the biggest pro is that it's a good chance to level up. But then the con is that I'd be fighting with a strike team. Should I pass?
Yeah, because they could see.
They would see his powers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're too good. I didn't stand a chance.
Sure you did, but I'm not ready to lose.
I wish you were still at your best. To fight you in your prime would be an honor.
Come on, it's been a few months now.
Now this is the guy from
over my arm.
the first raid that lost his arm.
Right.
Another emergency summons. Low ranks get a lot of these for what amounts to running errands.
But you answer. Is retiring completely out then?
Me retire? I see your point. Not only am I getting up there in age, I've got a missing limb to hold me back.
No! That's not what I meant, Master.
Well, I only lost my arm when I could have lost my life. Even though my best years are long gone, I'd really like to spend whatever time I have left helping people out.
Pretty noble motivation there. And this is the guy who was like, I'm gonna leave, I have a family.
Yeah.
You know, honey, isn't it about time you considered a career besides hunting?
Not this again.
It's so dangerous. How many people died in that one raid before? And how close were you to dying right along with them?
I guess pretty close.
Daddy,
Unji. I hear you, but Unji is starting preschool and Unha's going to middle school, so we need the money, don't we?
I suppose, but...
It'll be fine. The association makes it a point not to send lower ranks into trickier dungeons. That one incident was just an exception.
You're right. I'm sorry for making such a fuss.
I get why you do, though.
Please be careful, okay?
Well, that's a given. You know I love you.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah? What's going on?
Are you strong? Like superheroes?
Oh, you bet I am. Your daddy can beat up the scariest monster you've ever seen.
Wow, you're really strong, huh?
Well, I mean, the scariest monsters you ran away from, but he did have a good reason.
He's just telling stories.
You wasted my time and stuck me with that interview.
I caught it, by the way. You made a very good impression, so bravo. I found your answers both insightful and sincere.
Oh, take your empty flattery and shove it. You should just admit that interview was supposed to be for you, not me.
Last I checked, they wanted a talented hunter who had great character. They also asked that he be dedicated to his job. With all that in mind, it doesn't sound like they wanted me, does it?
At least you realize how sketchy you are. Well, it's done. So,
Angry All Might.
what's this about? I'm glad I got to tell you off. That can't be why you asked to speak in person.
Look behind you and you'll see a detailed report about something I thought should be brought to your attention. Eugene Construction are getting ready to launch their own guild.
I heard, and the moves they've been making are pretty underhanded. They've been headhunting at my guild.
Then I suppose, since you already know, I have wasted your time twice in a row now.
Yeah, well, I already know that you knew that I knew, so can we please cut the crap?
Great.
I'll ask once more.
Quadruple
What's
Uno
this
reverse.
really about?
You haven't called lately, so I'm glad I got a hold of you. Is everything okay? Work been good? Yeah.
This is the healer.
Not very
who's
convincing.
with PTSD.
Makes it hard to picture you being a...
Juhi is her name.
You're B-rank, right? I know that's supposed to mean you're pretty strong, but wouldn't someone with your issues just get in the way? Come on back home and help run the family.
Who is this?
I think it's her mom.
My life isn't yours to control. I'm a grown woman who makes her own choices, so just drop it. The world is all this...
That was out of pocket by the mom, so
Yeah,
understandable
that's
response.
So unnecessary.
Yeah.
I want to try. Just a bit longer.
Like saying, wouldn't you just get in the way is so mean.
Like, how would you know?
I guess as her mom, she thought she would know.
She's not on the raids.
True. The sad thing is she has been terrified and ineffective on the raids, which is tough. Like she healed Jinwoo, but like when it got really scary, she would freeze up and get terrified.
Yeah.
So maybe that's going to be the motivation she needs to move past that.
Pardon the intrusion.
Hunter Hayen Chan, what can I do for you today?
Nothing really, sir. I just want to let you know a scout from Eugene Construction offered me a job. Here's the card he gave me.
I see.
Apparently,
Recruiting all the
they
S
have
ranks.
plans to launch a new guild soon, and we're hoping I'd join them as their guildmaster. So
They have good taste, but I assume you're telling me this because you turned their offer down, right?
right, without any hesitation, sir.
Thanks for your loyalty and honesty.
Of course. I noticed that President Beck was leaving your office as I was on my way in, sir. May I ask what brought him here?
I'd like to know your honest thoughts regarding Jeju Island.
Jeju Island? Why suddenly bring that up?
That was the
Because it
raid
should be
they failed a
discussed,
while ago.
Not sealed off and forgotten due to our failure. But only occasional reconnaissance is done from the shore, and the public receives a single annual update about any changes. People are trying to forget it all, to wipe the site and its horrors from their minds.
Maybe, but you can't exactly blame them.
Well, I refuse. No matter how commonplace gates may have become, or how much I get fawned over as the ultimate weapon of humanity, I will never, and I mean never, let the memory of Jeju slip away. I can't leave that island as it is, which is why I intend to clear it in the very near future. And to accomplish that, I need you and the others to be on the same page. We have to grow stronger, gather allies, and sway public opinion in our favor.
Hence the interview and your push to train new hunters.
I would think that you'd want to return to Jeju. Isn't there something you left behind?
Unsuk. Byung-gu.
All right, what do you make of that
Wow,
whole interaction?
okay.
At the beginning of the first episode, we saw they tried to take down this dungeon / just group of creatures on this island. Apparently they failed, and they kind of just have left it and are checking on it occasionally, but this hunter, called the greatest weapon of humanity, still wants to go back and clear it.
I mean, how bad does it have to be if the only person who wants to go is like the greatest of all time?
Yeah, and has already been there.
Yeah.
I found
if you
it
didn't do it the first time, like, what happened?
I find it interesting, the line of like, we have to get stronger. They're saying it, even though their power system, they can't really get stronger. He was more saying gather allies.
Get our side stronger.
Yeah. And apparently, I don't know the name of the red-haired S-rank hunter. I think it was something with a P maybe. But he lost people there as well.
Yeah.
I'll beg you, if that's what it takes. Just please kill them.
I'm heading out.
I can't believe you're
All
working on
right.
a holiday. You sure keep busy lately.
Yeah, I guess.
What universe is this? You used to have some downtime after every gate because you would get injured. Is all that training paying off?
Probably.
In any case,
you could say
I have a
that.
stable income
Yeah.
now. Be
He's not
happy.
lying.
Okay. Hey, where's all your gear? Hello?
Don't worry about it. See ya.
It's in my inventory.
Wait, what the? Not like it's just a trip to the convenience store.
I mean, for him, a D-rank
Since my awakening,
gate is
it didn't
low-key.
affect my physical
Yeah.
strength. My sword is useless against magical beasts. The martial arts I've spent decades refining don't really help my magic-based powers.
That
A seasoned
sucks.
swordsman like myself becoming a mage hunter is quite a twist of fate. Surely there's a reason for it. Jinwoo?
Mr. Song.
So it is you. Wow,
Oh,
I
boy.
hardly recognize you.
It has been a while, huh?
What are the odds we just meet on the street? I gotta say, though, what happened to the gentle Jinwoo I used to know? It's only been a few short months, but you're like a new man. Especially
Almost literally.
He was
since I
gentle
recall
before,
you
and now
losing your
he's
right
what?
leg.
I
Oh.
did, but when I woke up in the hospital, it was still there.
I heard the White Tigers found you. Bet you anything
That-
there was a
okay.
high-ranked healer among them. You have way too much life to live, so it's a relief you're healed.
That's nice of you to say. I wish you weren't too.
Oh, well. Maybe if I had gotten to a decent healer in time. But I've accepted it now. Anyway, chance meeting or not, I'm really glad I got to see you again. I've been wanting to ever since I heard you lived.
Oh, so what brought you to this part of town?
The association messaged me, said it's urgent.
I got the message too.
So they're going on a raid again together.
All right.
Huh, now how is that for a coincidence? This is quite the little reunion.
Oh boy. So they're all gonna know where he used to be.
Hey,
They all know
Skill-wise.
that at some level they all left
it's all
him.
here.
Yeah.
Like they're all like,
Of
oh
course
dang.
they're ashamed.
Yeah.
We escaped with our lives, but sacrificed Jinwoo in order to do so. And Song Sheik also threatened me at sword point. No wonder he can't look me in the eye either.
Literally
That
looked
aside,
away.
5 of the 6 survivors being reunited like this makes you wonder.
Oh my gosh. This is surreal. You are Jinwoo, aren't you?
I am.
Chewie
swear.
can't even
Your
recognize
leg
him.
looks like it was never severed, and you're so tall. I guess you were okay the day I came to visit.
You came to visit?
We got a fine little lady in this group, fellas. Ditch that loser. Why not come get hot and heavy with me, baby? I know all kinds of games.
Shut your dirty mouth.
What the fuck?
This isn't a play date.
Hunters, if you step this way, I'll brief you on the unique circumstances of your raid today. You all
So
will
they're
be accompanied
prisoners.
by 3
All
prisoner
right.
substitute hunters who are out on good behavior.
Substitute hunters?
That's
You expect us to
crazy.
fight alongside criminals?
It's true they are convicted men. However, they're here to reduce their jail time, so they shouldn't cause you grief. We've little choice in the matter due to the shortage of local hunters. Please understand.
Oh boy.
Crying out loud.
You'll also be joined by an overseer from the association, Tae-Shik Kong. He's B rank, so even in the worst case scenario, he'll be able to handle 3 C rank criminals with ease. So you can rest assured.
Okay.
Something isn't right. Hey, maybe you should sit this out, Chewie.
The ethics.
Are you bailing too?
Yeah.
No, I'm going.
All right, then so am I.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Damn, it's good to be free. Even if we gotta work for it.
Look, chaining us like animals. You're the good guys, so why so evil?
Shut up. You're chained because you're convicts. And you know what happens if you act up while the chains are off. As my associate
Immediately
previously
turns his
mentioned,
back on them.
I'm Tae-Shik Kong of the surveillance team. I'll be keeping an eye on those 3 throughout the raid, so you can relax. We'll need a leader, though. Do we have any volunteers?
What do you say? Think you'd be willing to follow my lead again?
Of course I would, sir.
I appreciate you giving me this chance.
You don't have to bow.
On that day, 7 people died because of me. The magnitude of my failure cannot be understated. But 6 of us did make it out because of you. So let me say this on behalf of all the survivors. I am so grateful to you.
Mr. Song, stand up, please.
And what about you, Song Sheik? Do you care if I take the lead?
If that's what you want, go ahead.
Right.
Not very enthusiastic.
Yeah, I mean, last time I ended up holding him at sword point.
Well, it's settled.
Yeah.
I volunteered to take point in today's raid.
Thank you for your courage. Let's get underway then.
They're communicating well despite the weird vibes.
Who exactly? Like who's communicating well?
Just the whole dynamic is so strange, but they're still saying the things that they need to between like everyone in the group because it's a weird group.
But yeah, got him as a leader.
Thank you for your courage.
Him,
okay.
not him.
Let's get underway then.
Brace yourselves, everyone. Here we go.
All right, we are entering another dungeon, and that is where we are left for this episode.
Seems the paths are connected. So if you're here, I guess that would mean the left path led to the boss's lair. Thanks for the direction.
Please, you gotta
Slight change of plans, but it's fine.
He's gonna have to kill them too.
What are your first thoughts?
I'm really excited to see how this goes. I'm worried to see how it goes, but also seeing him in the dungeon was really one of the first and only instances we saw of how not great he was before. And so now I'm super curious to see how he handles a dungeon, but also how everyone responds to seeing the difference in how he handles this dungeon versus others. And even if there are people who weren't there before, there are still people who know, like, this is an E rank guy, that was not E rank behavior, and changing ranks doesn't happen. It's going to be really hard to keep this a secret or explain it at all.
We'll see what he does to do any of that. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you enjoyed that episode and are excited for our next episode. Our next episode is going to be coming next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they're all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our incredible Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions we answer after every episode we watch and support us as creators, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1. Day asks, thoughts on using criminals as substitute hunters and exchanging for them to cut back on their jail time? Do you think it's smart to do so and only send one supervisor to watch them?
I mean, it's highly unethical and a horrible thing to do.
What is the unethical aspect?
The idea of a system like that where there's a financial benefit to having more people imprisoned, there should never be a capitalism component of locking people away.
If they're getting paid in losing sentence time, how is that exactly doing that?
Because they're still incarcerated.
So, sequence of events. They commit a crime. They get put in prison for said crime and are told, since you're a hunter and you're in prison, we have this work program that allows you to reduce your sentence.
I hadn't thought about the reducing sentence part. I thought
this is what I was saying. That's payment.
Okay. No, I don't like it.
For the ethical aspect?
Yeah, just the idea that there's any financial benefit to having a specific kind of person in prison. There's no way for that to not be fucked up. And then in terms of only sending one guard for the 3 of them, that doesn't seem unreasonable to me, because they said they would send someone who was like so skilled that they would be able to handle all 3 people. Yeah, so that component of it, I don't see that as an issue for them. No, it's wrong. It's just wrong.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. But in my opinion on it, I think, honestly, if they're going to be in prison for things unrelated to being a hunter, and then they can use their skills to work on their sentence and get out of prison, I don't see a huge problem with that. But I get feeling that way. Like, it's just, I feel like it'd be the equivalent for me of if, like, there was a person who is like had legal experience doing legal work in prison and they get their reduced sentence because they're helping other prisoners with their legal stuff. Like,
yeah. And I totally see how there are specific situations where it's like, okay, it's unproblematic in a single instance, but there's no way for it not to be overall problematic.
I have a hypothetical.
Okay.
If they could say no to doing this, do you think it's fine?
It's not a free and willing no. If it's, okay, we're either gonna lock you in a box, or you can do this super dangerous thing and we'll let you out 5 years early. That's not really a choice.
I feel like it is. It's either A, we don't have this program and everybody spends their normal amount of time in prison, or B, we offer this more dangerous but less time in prison option and you can choose. Like, you can choose whether the risk is worth it.
And so then they start offering higher and higher years of, oh, well, you can get 10 years off your sentence if you go do this thing. Oh, you can get 15 years off your sentence if you go do that.
And they can go, no, I think that if there's choice, there's no way that is that unethical. Because you literally can just choose not to do it. Interesting perspectives. Let's go to our second question. Question 2. Herman Valstad asks, do you think Jinwoo is being too careful about hiding his strength, and do you think it's worth it to hide his strength?
I think it's right to be cautious about something when it's something that like you alone have experienced. Like if you suddenly found out you could be a mermaid and they just like the government went and put you in a lab to go experiment on you and figure out how can we use this for the military, like that kind of thing.
That's the classic, yeah.
Exactly. From that perspective, I totally understand not wanting to reveal that. Maybe he could reveal it when he gets so powerful that it wouldn't matter if they did decide that they were going to try to like kidnap him and weaponize him. But he seems like such a just like strictly money driven person. Like he's just trying to provide for his family and take care of them and not die. And I don't see what he stands to gain from telling everyone, hey, I'm the first person ever to be able to upgrade their skills, like ask me anything, versus like just keeping his head down and saying like, I've been, eating my vegetables, whatever, and just like keeping it low key and staying under the radar. I get mostly of what you're saying. You said, what does he stand to gain? It wouldn't be like he's just like, hey, I can level up. Like he could become one of these guild leaders. Like if he levels up enough, he could like be living the life of a celebrity and probably get paid a crap ton more than he's getting paid. Right. And what I'm saying is that to him doesn't seem like something that motivates him. He's not like a famous celebrity kind of person. He wants to make money to provide for his family and take care of them. And if you can do that at a lower level of fame and make the odds of you being discovered in a bad way lower, why would you not do that? Yeah, that is kind of the big if, is like if Jinho hadn't come in and said, hey, I have this way for you to stay low rank and still make 30 billion, like then he probably wouldn't have avenues to make enough money under the radar. Like that's not something that would be possible. No, exactly. But now that he has this situation, like maybe there is a reason for him to keep his status more hidden. But this is, I would say, the series where I find myself thinking like, this is the first one I've watched. Like a lot of these series we watch, they try to like hide that they have the power in some way. Yeah. Like Deku and Eren Yeager and Death Note. Like they all try to hide it for various reasons. This one, I'm like, it feels like you're hiding it because anime protagonists hide stuff. Like I think I see merit to your idea. You had it in like the first few episodes where it's like, what if he just gets really, 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 really powerful and then he's like, oh, I had an awakening, and he can just kind of avoid showing that he leveled up by just going from E to top. Yeah, just skip the middle part. And therefore skip the suspicion of him being able to level up. Yeah. So maybe that's his plan, but I don't know if he has to be quite as careful as he's being, but let's go to our final question. Always better to be more cautious and not have needed to be than be less cautious and wish you had been more cautious. Yeah. That's a bit of a slippery slope, though. It is. Yeah. Let's go to our final question. Final question. Lars asks, what do you think about the further exploration of the guild system, and how does it compare to things like in real life celebrity culture or something like My Hero's hero agencies? Very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing more of like the social aspect of what, like how the guilds fit into like pop culture. From what we've seen thus far, we saw when the S-rank woman saved that purse from the bike, everybody was like, oh my god, it's you, and like they all knew who she was, and she had to like run. This guy had an interview, and we learned that the top 5 guilds provide a lot of the resources for like a lot of government functions and stuff. Yeah. So I'd say it's a bit more towards the My Hero side of things. Yeah, I agree, because it seems like they're like heroes primarily, and then they're famous for that, and that sometimes can go too far, but it seems like at a base level they're always hunting primarily. Yeah, I'm referring to that, as well as like hunters provide a function to the government that is needed because of the portals. Yeah, right. Like they have to clear those portals or they will get dungeon breaks. Yeah. And they also need the resources for power, and like that whole speech at the beginning where he's like, we are relying on them for a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's becoming clear that the government needs these guilds to be powerful and to make them the money that they need. So it's interesting that like at what point is there sort of a crux between like clearing dungeons because it's the right thing to do to save humanity, or clearing rich are we just resource mining? Like it's
Like this, at least this guy seems like I can't stop thinking about the island. I need to go back and clear, not this guy, but the other guy. I need to go back and clear it. Like instead of just, like the S ranks seem to be, from what we've seen, ethical. Like I'm not seeing any egotistical, just like power hungry people.
They seem to be in it for the right reasons.
Yeah. I'm fascinated to learn more about that guild system.
Yes.
And what this new construction guild's going to be like. But that is where we are left for episode 8 of Solo Leveling. We're excited for episode 9.
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.